Hi, I am getting ready to make some spaghetti sauce, can some spaghetti sauce. So here's what I'm doing to get ready. I've got a pot of water boiling to stew the tomatoes, or to blanch them. I've cleaned off the counter and I did all the dishes and I've cleaned out the sinks as best as I can. So that's what I've done so far in the kitchen. And then I've got my tomatoes together. So that's about 15 pounds of tomatoes. So that's what we do to get started, to get ready. Alright. Next, you want to make sure you have a slotted spoon to get the tomatoes out of the water with, your bowl of ice water available, a place to discard the skins. This is my bag. I'm going to keep them and put in my compost pile. And then a bowl that isn't metal to put the tomatoes that are skinned in. Alright, now then you put the tomatoes in the boiling water and you let it go in there for about 30 seconds. And then when that 30 seconds is up, you take them and put them right into the ice water. That putting them in the ice water stops them from cooking anymore and helps cool them so you can remove the skins. Then you take the tomatoes and I pinch the top and start peeling, and it should release pretty easily. The skin should let go of the rest of the tomato pretty easily. You just peel the skin off, put it in your thing for your compost, and then the tomato peeled goes in the non-metal bowl. And you just keep doing that. And I don't have any in the pot while I'm peeling these, because they're only in the pot for like 30 seconds, so I wouldn't be done with these before the others were finished in the pot. Okay, so now you're going to take your bowl of tomatoes and we're going to start cutting up some of them, and you're going to put it into what's left you're going to put into a plastic bowl or a non-metal bowl. Don't ask me why it's non-metal. My friend Heather just told me to use non-metal. I'm believing her, so that's it. And I'm using this to keep like an extra bowl to keep like the juices, because I'll probably boil it and then turn it into like tomato juice or something at the end, so to drink. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab a tomato, and what I'm doing is I'm coring it. So I'm taking out the middle. There's the middle. Then I'm cutting off the back end a little bit, like the hard part. Now this is like a beefsteak tomato, so with Romas we won't do that. But so then I cut it in half, and then I'm holding it over the bowl and just kind of pushing the juice out into the bowl, the juices and the seeds. Just running my fingers through the areas where the juice and the seeds are. Pulling it back a little bit. And then just putting it in that bowl. And we'll do it again. This half. Kind of squeezing the juice out. And the seeds. Just left with the meaty part. Alright, and now I'll show you it with aroma. So here's like one that's left that has the top on it still. So we just core that. This is how I'm doing it. You might find a way better for yourself. And then it doesn't have like the hard part on the back. So I'm just cutting it in half. And then again, pushing out the juices. And you're gonna do that for all the tomatoes. I found this tool, it's like for spaghetti, that's actually really perfect for getting out the Roma tomatoes. So as you can see, it's like really good for doing that. Oh, I put these are frozen. I ran out of ice, so I am trying to improvise on making ice cold water. So yeah, if you have something like this, that'd be great for getting out Roma tomatoes. Okay, so here's all of the tomatoes cored and seeded and the juice out of them. Here's the juice that I had left over. It's pretty full. But now we're going to take what's in here and we're going to put them in the strainer for a little bit so they can kind of drain even more. So just kind of put some in there. And you can see that there's more water gathered, more tomato juice gathered at the bottom of here. And I'll just kind of push that out and then I'll transfer it to the food processor. So I'll just do little like sections at a time of doing that. Process them in there and then we'll put them back into this pot to go onto the stove to cook. Okay, so I have them in there. I'm about to push pulse. Now, you don't have to do this. I do this because my husband doesn't like chunks in his sauce. So I'm gonna chop them up real good. All right. And then we take this out and we're gonna pour it into that pot and we'll do the same with this. All right, so I have my sauce in the pot and it's coming to a boil and I'm gonna add some spices. Now you can add whatever spices that you like. I'm just kind of doing a few things here and there in my kitchen. I'm out of some of the things that I normally would put in there. Like I normally would put in probably basil, but I don't have any right now. So I'm just gonna skip that. And the cool thing is with tomato sauce and spaghetti sauce is that you can add when you open the can to make spaghetti or whatever you make with it. You can add seasonings then, whatever seasonings you kind of feel like to flavor it that day. So yeah, you can just kind of season it with what you got for now and then go from there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do 3 cloves of garlic, a good amount of shakes of crushed red pepper. We like our spaghetti sauce to be kind of spicy. What's left of my parsley, I don't have much left. About what's equal to about 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. I'll do probably 3 tablespoons of oregano and then about half a probably about 1/4 of a tablespoon of sea salt. So the onion powder, I'll do probably about maybe like 2 teaspoons. Alright, so that's all in there. And then we'll stir that together. I think I'm going to go ahead and add 1 tomato paste can. I have 6-ounce cans of tomato paste, so I'm going to go ahead and add 1 of these. And the tomato paste is right there on the top, so we're going to go ahead and stir that in. Alright, and so I've got that seasoned, and we're going to let it simmer on like low for several hours. I'm going to go to bed. It's like 12:30. But before I do that, I'm going to strain this. So I just got the tomato juices. I'm going to run it through a strainer. So then we have drinkable tomato juice. And I'll probably just take a spoon, kind of swish it around and get the pure tomato juice out. That's drinkable. You can see it on the bottom. And that way I'll have that to drink, and then the seeds and things like that put in my compost pile. Okay, now you want to make sure you clean out your sinks again and make sure that they're really clean. So I've already cleaned these 2 out. Make sure I wash any soap. And then we're going to wash the cans that we're going to use. I'm going to do 9 cans just to make sure I have enough. Make sure you get out your utensil kit and have a towel down for putting the cans when they're ready on there. You have a towel for wiping the rims before you boil, before you water bath, and then a towel for drying the lids before you put them on. And there's my sauce from the night. It's looking good. And I've got water coming to a boil for the water bath. So go ahead and wash and rinse your jars. So next you want to fill the same jars with really hot water, so that way they stay hot. So that's what we're doing right now. And then you want to fill a saucepan and bring it to a simmer with the clean lids and fans. So that's what I'm working on right now. Next we're going to put the funnel on a jar, clean jar that has the water dumped out, and we're going to fill it till it's 1/4 of an inch on the rim. Now I'm filling up about 3 or 4 jars at a time, and then gonna wipe the lids down and put wipe the rims down and put the lid and the band on. And we need a little bit more. I'm going to measure, and that's about 1/4 of an inch. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take any air bubbles out. Don't want any air bubbles in there. And then I would do that for these 3 as well. And then we wipe the rim down. Very good. Want to make sure there's nothing on the rim. Double check that this is 1/4 of an inch. Yeah. Okay. Then we get our lid out. Gonna wipe that down with our clean dishcloth. Wipe it really good. Put it on. One more. Take our band, put it over here, and we're going to dry that off really well. Put that on and screw it on, making sure everything is still lined up really well. And then you tighten it really well, and we're going to put it to the side. And then keep doing that with all the rest of the jars. Okay, so I got 5 pints and then I did 1 of the tomato juice. So then I'm going to put that in the water bath and let it go for about 35 minutes. Then we just take them out of the water bath with the jar lifter and let them rest. Space them out a little bit more than that. And let them rest overnight.